Hi guys, welcome to Yapville episode 26. We're your hosts, Taryn and Amanda. Did you want to announce yourself?
Sorry, no, it's okay. It's quite okay.
So this is Yapville, the podcast where your business is everybody else's entertainment. So episode 26, we've officially been
yapping for 6 months.
Yapping for 6 months. And, you know, maybe they should make podcast equipment more expensive.
I agree. This shit's hard.
But we've learned so much. Like, we went into this with nothing, knowing nothing about how to make a podcast, and
kind of still don't know. But we're here.
We're amateurs. But we've learned so much over the past 6 months. It's crazy. Mm-hmm. I remember, like, our first couple episodes.
Oh, my God. Do you remember, like, the first episode?
Well, I remember the first day we started to record, and we couldn't get my single mic to work.
We
spent like 6 hours.
We used one mic for like 3 episodes. Taryn still has her bubonic plague cough.
Actually, a funny story about the bubonic plague. I'll get into it after we talk about how much we've grown.
Oh yeah, we've grown so big.
We are so big now. We're big girls.
We're big girls.
I can cross the street. I don't have my tweening wheels anymore. But yeah, we've learned a lot. Like, at first, we were trying to work off one mic. We've gotten mics. We've gotten some equipment. And we've learned how to edit podcasts. We learned how to edit video. Like, it's just crazy.
Yeah, and we would love to shout out ChatGPT for all your help.
Oh my God, yes. ChatGPT truly carried us.
Really. This podcast is sponsored by ChatGPT.
There's so many ChatGPT haters out there, but
there's so many AI haters. Well, like, listen, I do agree that, like, AI is scary to some extent, and I do agree that, like, maybe we shouldn't be making, like, AI pictures of, like, Donald Trump wearing a tutu as a pig, but, like, because it's destroying the environment, but
for girls like us, we need it to survive.
There has to be a more practical way they can use AI without destroying the planet, in my opinion. I mean, I don't know shit about shit, but I would think that.
Well, that's why we need ChatGPT.
To tell us.
Maybe we should read books, too. So, with you mentioning bubonic plague just now, because I have a cough that won't go away, I either had the flu or a virus. I was dead for 3 days. We talked about it in the last episode. So we don't need to talk about it more. But if any of my cousins are listening to this, they will remember when they used to live across the street from the cemetery, and they told me all these people in the cemetery died of bubonic plague, which does not make sense because that was like in the 1700s in Europe.
Yeah, what?
But as a little kid, I didn't know that. I don't even know how old I was, maybe 10. And I remember I was sleeping over their house at night and I couldn't sleep. I was up all night because I was really scared that I was going to have a dream. I was going to fall asleep and have a dream that I had the bubonic plague and die. So I, like, wouldn't sleep.
Because you were scared of having the dream.
And that's my OCD origin story.
It's funny as fuck. Speaking of spooky, you sent me your notes today about the spooky postal rosary story.
Yeah, so we record on my phone, and during the week, sometimes I'll just jot notes down because we yapped like the first 30 minutes of this podcast.
And people love that.
Yeah, love or hate our yapping. It's still an obsession. Hashtag Krayshawn. Just kidding. Who was that? Who's saying that?
I don't
love
know.
me or hate. Oh, lady something. Love me or hate me. It's still an obsession.
The
British. Oh, Lady Sovereign. I don't even know if I'm saying that right.
I think you are.
Anyways, I jot down notes because we're yapping. And I'm like, what are we going to talk about for 30 minutes? We normally talk about our week. Anyways, we film on my phone, so I didn't have my notes last week. But today I'm like, oh, let me send my notes last week to Amanda. I'll text them to her. And so during the week, I was thinking about, in the beginning of this podcast, we were like, we want to do like scary, like spooky stories and also, you know, Reddit stories. But we kind of fell off the spooky.
We did.
But I remember this story. So here's a spooky story for everybody. When I worked at the post office, it was daylight saving, so it was dark out early, which was the worst. So, you know, I'm a girl outside alone, walking up to people's porches with my headlamp on, delivering mail. And I get back to my truck. The truck I had was one of those, like, Sprinter vans. I was driving over to my next loop. A loop is, like, basically the street you're delivering the mail on. It's, I don't know, it's called a loop. I start driving from the park point I was at to my next park point. and I hear like this clicking noise. The only way I can describe it is it was the end of the day, so my truck was mostly empty. There wasn't much in it. You know those like games we used to play as a kid, and it's like you have to like, it's like plastic and has like a maze, and there's a
little
metal ball,
yeah.
and you have to like clink it back and forth. That's the only way I could describe the noise. It sounded like there was like a metal ball rolling around in the truck. So I go to my next park point, and there's like these 5 teenagers. It's like late out. I think it was like maybe 7 o'clock, which isn't that late, but like it was weird. They were walking in the middle of the street. They tried to walk in like front of my truck.
Little shits.
And I was like, I don't know, I just got like this weird gut feeling. I go to the park point and I see like a dog outside, like out on someone's front lawn, and like mailmen and dogs don't get along. So if you like see a stray dog just running around a road with like no owner or anything, you're supposed to not deliver. So I'm like, I got this weird ass feeling from these kids, and then I saw the dog, and I'm like, something like in my gut is telling me to not deliver this last loop. Just go back to the post office. So I drive around the block one more time, and I'm like, I don't see the dog, but something's just off. I don't want to deliver this last loop. So I go back to the post office, go home, whatever. And I can't remember. It might have been a Saturday that this happened, and I went back Monday. But anyways, the next time I worked, I went to my truck, and one of my coworkers was at his passenger side putting stuff in so he could see my driver's side. And he's like, Taryn, why is there rosary beads on your truck? On the mirror. So that means I was delivering mail. It was dark. I was alone. Somebody went out to my truck, put rosary beads on the side mirror. And then when I went to my next park point, that clinking I heard was the rosary beads on my car. I don't know, the kids and the dogs like freaked me out and I left. But I'm like, that is so fucking weird. Because I've never had like that spooky of an experience, except for when I like delivered to a dead body. But
let's get to that.
But yeah, it was, I don't know, like it doesn't sound as scary when I say it out loud, but it was creepy.
It is, because you're picturing who the fuck is just like
putting rosary beads on my truck.
Scary.
Yeah, it was creepy.
I'd be fucking freaked out. Not the dead body one.
I don't know if I feel like I might have told the dead body one on this podcast, or maybe it was my other podcast.
Yeah, I think it was your other podcast.
Just kidding, guys. There's no other podcast. But basically, I was delivering mail one day. I was an assistant carrier. I didn't have my own route yet. So basically, you'd like pay your dues, get your own route. It's whatever. I'm not going to get into it. So I was still like a newbie. Every morning when you're new, you go into the manager's office and they go, you're going to do this route today. So you go do whatever route you're told to do. This was like also a really weird house. It was like on a corner. There was like businesses on the street. The house is shaped like a piece of like pizza. It was like weird triangle house.
The houses near around there are like weird shaped though. Like they're like, was this once a Pizza Hut? Like,
oh, no, it was like really tiny. Their mailbox is like a slot in their door. So I put the mail through the slot and I smell something disgusting. I'm like, ooh, their house smells really bad. Whatever, I move on, forget about it. The next day, you're not always on the same route when you're an assistant. So the next day I happen to be on the same route. I drive by and there's police, a coroner.
I don't remember this. I don't think you ever told me this. You must have.
It was crazy. So like literally,
you smelled the dead body.
I smelled the dead body. The next day, I just happened to be on the same route and drive by like around the same time. And I saw like all the caution tape and all the like, I don't know like the story behind it or anything. Like I don't know how long the person had been dead for, but that was just fucking crazy.
They say that dead bodies have a very distinctive smell.
Oh yeah, I worked as an ambulance dispatcher, and a lot of the people I worked with in dispatch used to be EMS, and they said that if they were going into a house where they knew there was a dead body, they would put like vapor rub under their nose.
Like they say that like it's such a distinctive smell, like you'll always know that smell. Like people say it's like sweet. Some people say that it, like it has a scent of sweet.
Ooh, that smell.
That's crazy. Oh my god. Poor person.
I have another dead body story.
Okay. Tell me about the time you saw your first dead body. I'm just kidding.
So this dead body story, and my one friend, we all worked like weird opposite schedules. My friend Emma came in one night She noticed the across the street neighbor. We lived in like, it wasn't apartments. It was like a really cute little neighborhood.
It was. I love that apartment.
I love that house. I wish it was my house. She comes home one night and she's like, the across the street neighbor, like, he hasn't shoveled his car off. And I don't know, she went over and looked really quick, but there was like a bunch of mail piling up. So we had two snowstorms within like a short period of time, maybe like a week or so. And he didn't shovel off his car. And it's like an older guy. So I'm like, oh, he is probably like a snowbird. He's probably in Florida or something. And that's like coming from me. Like, I'm worried about everything. And she was like, I don't know, should I like call the non-emergency line? And I'm like, for them to do like a welfare check? And I'm like, I don't know. I like wouldn't bother. Which like, again, like I'm so, like I did welfare checks on people when I worked at the post office. Like if their mail was piling up or like.
I'm surprised no one's done a welfare check on me. Because sometimes I let my...
No, like, if you know it's, like, an older person that lives there, their mail's piling up. Like, this one lady, like, her driveway was just covered with leaves. Like, nothing was touched. So I did, like, a welfare check on her. But anyways, so the next morning, Emma did call the non-emergency line. I remember she went to brunch, called the non-emergency line. They went to do a welfare check, and she came home from brunch, and she came into my room and woke me up, and she was like, Taryn, the guy across the street died.
Oh, my God. I feel like I remember this story.
So I watched from our window. We had like this big, huge window in our living room. I just watched across the street, like the coroner, the police. And I guess he had been dead for like 10 days.
Yeah, I remember this.
And I think he was at the bottom of his basement stairs. So I don't know if he fell or what happened, but it was really sad because he still worked. His job didn't try to check up on him. None of his family members talked to him. I was like, oh my God, that's literally going to be me. I won't, because when we're all older, the last one of all of our friends to die is gonna probably not be found for a while, but the rest of us are fine.
That's so fucked up. I hope I'm in the middle somewhere. Not the last one.
I saw a TikTok yesterday and it was like, you and your friend aren't gonna be able to go to each other's funerals.
Stop.
Isn't that sad?
Oh my God, let's not think about that. We're gonna live for another 100 years. Or until the planet burns out.
Well, I think the saddest thing, just one more sad thing, at some point in your life, when you die, you're gonna be leaving behind your pets, because we'll have pets our whole life.
It's funny that we're talking about death right now, because usually I don't think about death that often. I try not to. I like block it out. Mm-hmm. But I was thinking about it the other night, and it was keeping me up, because I'm like, I don't understand it. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean I'm just gone? And just forever? Like, what do you mean? Like, I don't believe that. That's not true. There's no way.
That's why I don't sleep at night. Like, during the week, especially. Like, weekends I pass out, but during the week, I don't sleep because I lay in bed thinking about death.
Because I just don't get it.
It's magical. I totally recommend. And then I lay in bed, and I'm kidding, but I lay in bed thinking about death, and then I think about, I'm going to get no sleep.
And then that makes you anxious. That's me.
No, I'm like, I'm going to get no sleep, and sleep is so important for your brain health and your body, and then I'm going to die.
See, mine is on the weekdays, I can't sleep just because I feel like I know I go to work the next day. So I'm like, my body is like, no, you must stay up because you have to work the next day. So stay up as long as you can.
Yeah, I get that too.
So I'm awake. I'll be tired all day, falling asleep at my desk. The minute I get home, still tired until I'm in bed. And once I'm in bed, I'm like staring at the fucking ceiling. I'm trying to sleep, but then I get anxious. And I'm like, I can't fall asleep. I'm going to be so tired tomorrow. I'm going to be so... It's such a fucking terrible. But yeah, I was thinking about death the other night, and I don't like it.
My friend Molly...
I don't want to.
My friend Molly recommended these gummies, which I, like, can't smoke. My boyfriend is such a stoner. When we started... I don't know, I've been saying my boyfriend. Colin is such a stoner. When we first started dating, I like, smoked weed a lot in my, like, early 20s. And I remember me and one of my best friends, Martha, we lived together for, like, years. And we would just get high and watch Portlandia. And it was the best fucking thing ever. Then I got really anxious. When Colin and I first started dating, I would take a gummy, a 5-milligram gummy, cut it into 4 pieces into quarters, take 1/4 of a gummy, so like 1.25, 1.33, whatever it is, THC. Guys, I would be freaking the fuck out. I'd be like, I don't want to be high anymore. I don't want to be high anymore. I hated it. But my friend Molly recommended these gummies because I'm like, I like seriously think I need sleep medication. And Colin, my boyfriend's like, you can't be on sleep medication. So Molly recommended these gummies. It's like 5 milligrams THC, 20 milligrams CBD, and then like maybe 5 milligrams CBN.
What's that?
Which I think is supposed to help you sleep. Let me look it up. It says CBN can be understood as a weaker version of THC. CBN is an active ingredient found in cannabis. It's formed when THC breaks down over time. So CBN levels go up as cannabis ages. Oh, that's scary. Since older cannabis is thought to make you sleepy, there's a belief that CBN is the reason for this. So often you'll see CBN in products marketed for sleep. I don't know. I think I'm going to try it. I'm scared I'm going to like break it in half at first, but I need to take something at like 10 o'clock and be asleep by 10:30. Like, I do not sleep.
Even when I take melatonin, I feel like I'm just so groggy the next day. Mm-hmm. I can't take anything. I'm too anxious because weed ruined my life.
Yeah, girl, same. You should fall down a rabbit hole on your circadian rhythm or your circadian cycle.
What's that?
So your circadian rhythm refers to the body's natural 24-hour cycle that regulates various psychological and behavioral processes, including sleep, wakefulness, body temperature, and hormone release. But basically, it's like you and I are constantly fucking up our circadian rhythm because we stay up till like 3 o'clock in the morning on the weekends. Mm-hmm. But it's like, I think you'll be like less anxious and feel better and just be more healthy if you like go to sleep and wake up at the same time every day. Being like looking at your phone late at night fucks up your brain. Mm-hmm. So there's this thing, actually, it's a setting on your iPhone, and you click 3 times on, that's why people do like red light stuff. But you can set this thing up in your phone, you click 3 times on one of the buttons and it makes your screen red. So it like doesn't fuck with your brain as much if you're looking at your phone in bed. And I found like if I never use it, but when I do, it actually makes me a little sleepier. It's like easier to like calm down. That's why they're like, no phone an hour before bed. Well, you can't do that when you're fucking chronically online.
Right.
But like, imagine what's gonna happen to us when we're older. We look at a computer all day for work, and then a screen is 2 inches away from our face the rest of the day.
Girl, my brain is fucked. I look at a computer all day at work. I go home and look at a computer all night while having 18 things happening, watching a movie, talking to my friends, scrolling TikTok. Like, it's just, I'm on my computer. My phone is propped up next to me. My other monitor is streaming something. What's going to happen in my brain? I should be a case study.
I think more about like our eyes.
Oh yeah, I needed to get glasses. Glasses are a new thing for me. Just the last year.
Do you have Blu-ray glasses or blue lens glasses?
Yeah, they play Blu-ray DVDs.
I need to get new blue lens glasses.
These are blue lens, but I don't notice a fucking difference.
When I worked in a warehouse, there was fluorescent lights. Like, imagine just walking into fluorescent lights at 5:30 in the morning. But they have, they had a vending machine with like gloves and protective lenses and stuff that it was all free. And I would just wear yellow glasses all day, and it helps so much.
You know what I'm interested in knowing, to all the viewers out there? Are you an overhead light person or like a lamp?
I was an overhead light person until I lived with Dylan.
I don't trust overhead light people.
I just didn't like think about it. I would just put the light on.
I hate the big light. Don't turn the big light on.
We've probably turned that on less than 10 times. We lived here for almost 3 years.
Never turn the big light on. Are you kidding? What's wrong with you? Edwin is a big light person.
Well,
I'm like,
he's also a Gemini.
That's true. You're fucked up in the brain. I need like warm lighting. Mm-hmm. And I don't like a lot of light. I live in a very dark area. Blackout curtains, dark paint. And my house is pretty dark.
Mm-hmm. It is. A real little cave.
I love it though. Back to my eyeball thing. I'm in a pitch black room with just a bright ass monitor in my face. I'm like,
I feel like I can focus on movies better if I'm in a dark ass room and I just have the movie.
Yeah, me too.
Guys, I know this is like so fucking interesting, just talking about lights for 10 minutes. All right, guys. Well, enough talking about overhead lighting. Let's get into these stories.
And do I go first?
I think you go first this week, Amanda.
I go first and I'm prepared. All right, this one's coming from Best or Better updates from 12 days ago. It's titled, "Am I the asshole for telling my partner I will act and moan like porn stars do if he gives me the same amount of money that they receive after the shooting. And there is some trigger warnings. Misogyny, body shaming, porn addiction, sexual abuse, and objectification. Okay, the original post was from March 9th. My partner is a porn addict. I know he is. Not just his phone, but his PC is full of porn as well. He doesn't even hide this fact. Our sexual life is a disaster. He tries to do things to me that he's seen in porn. Doesn't matter how many times I told him it doesn't feel good or it even hurts. Sorry for the TMI, but he does this very aggressive, rapid movement on my clitoris with loads of pressure without any foreplay, and I flinch in pain every time. I explained to him how I would like it, and he tells me normal women like it this way, and you're just too sensitive.
Not a clip being too sensitive.
Foreplay is non-existent. When he actually penetrates me, I have to bend like a pretzel and pull my legs to my shoulders, which I'm not able to do, which fills him with frustration, disappointment, and aggression. He told me several times I should be more flexible, like the other girls. He then proceeds to tell me he is angry about how he has to initiate all the time. I wonder why. And every time when a sex scene is on TV, he makes comments like, I'm jealous, I'm not written like that, or see, that's what I want. Last time I got so tired and frustrated, I told him those actresses in the movies get loads of money and fame, at least, in exchange for this role. Therefore, it is something for something, a business deal. Obviously, she will act how they want her to act. He then told me it proves every woman just wants money and gets their pussy wet just for the thought of loads of money. I told him I doubt she was actually wet or if any sex was actually happening. Again, it was an act. He got furious and told me to stop gaslighting him and just be like a real woman. Initiate sex, moan loudly, act like porn stars, basically. I told him I will in that second. He gives me the amount of money they receive after shooting the movie. He then calls me names, whore, and again accused me I am after money. I told him if I was after money, I would have never gotten with him. He started yelling something, but I didn't hear it anymore, as I was thinking on how on earth I got together with someone like this. I don't need advice. In that moment, I just realized I don't feel anything towards him anymore, and I have to leave if I want to keep my sanity, and if I ever want to have a great sex life. One of the comments is, ask him why his penis isn't large like the guys in porn.
That's so funny. The top comment is, you need a new partner. The current one is an idiot, which I think OP kind of clarified that she's leaving. That's crazy. Like, why do people think sex in movies and porn is like the real deal?
This is what is so damaging about porn. And this is why I'm so like against men like actively watching it. Like, I get every man watches porn, but I'm talking about the ones that are like this. Like, it's so damaging because this is what happens. They think it's real.
And like, this is like borderline. Wouldn't this be considered borderline abusive if he's listening to her when she said it doesn't feel good
But
or it
yes.
hurts, or like jamming his finger into her clit and being like,
You like that whore?
other girls like. That reminds me of like the first episode of Yellow Jackets when Jeff is like fingering Jackie and she has to like fake an orgasm for him to stop.
Yeah, because they don't understand. Like, you can't fucking blame them because this media is literally anywhere. Any fucking website. Even on TikTok, I see porn sometimes. Like, every website. I search on Reddit, best. You know what comes up? Best tits, best vagina, best, like, it's fucking everywhere. You can find it, and it's so easily accessible. And men are horny. Men want boobies. Men want
It's okay. It's okay to watch porn and get your jollies off, but being addicted to it.
Yeah, porn addiction is fucking real. Like, it's not just like girls making something up. Like, it's real and it ruins relationships and lives. Like,
yeah, like watching porn when you're jerking off isn't gonna ruin a relationship.
No.
I guess it just depends on how secure you are in your relationship. But like addiction, like it's addiction.
yeah, a lot
like,
of it's just crazy because
Yeah,
like it's
it's
porn,
funny.
but like men
to
are
get-
crazy.
I'd love to get some blood work on their testosterone levels.
Hey, if you have a porn addiction, leave it in the comments. We want to interview you.
Yeah. And if you have an OnlyFans and you make a lot of money, pop off.
Right.
Make money off these idiots.
Exploit them. Like they're going to try and exploit you.
Perfect.
But there is an update from a few days after, March 18th.
You know what I'm addicted to?
What are you addicted to? Warheads? Sour.
Sour? What is it called? Citric acid? Oh, I love citric acid on my tongue.
Courtney, if you're listening to this, remember that one time we got really high and we ate like an entire bag of Warheads and your tongue peeled?
Me with Sour Patch Kids.
Did you see they're making Sour Patch Kids without the sour?
Kill yourself.
It's called like Just Kit something. I don't know, but it looks weird. You should look up. It's
They're called I'm a Pussy. Go eat gummy bears.
Right.
One time?
And they're not even sour Patch Kids. They're
Yeah.
like sweet.
One time I got Sour Patch Kids and I was craving them so bad. And I was so disappointed because they weren't sour. So I couldn't even eat them. So Colin went to the store and got me extreme sour.
Oh yeah, were they good?
Oh yeah, they hit the spot.
If anyone knows, my favorite candy of all time is watermelon Sour Patch Kids. They're my favorite.
Have you heard the peach ones?
Oh, those are good too.
Those are so good.
I love peach flavored things.
I used to love peach flavor things, but one of my drink of choices when I was really young, in my early 20s, was peach bellinis. So I'd get wasted off peach bellinis. So I've thrown up peach too much for me to really like it anymore. Love peaches though.
Anyway, back to porn addiction. Update March 18th, 2025. So after I wrote that post, I started packing my things when my boyfriend was standing behind me, shouting like he lost his goddamn mind. Told me I couldn't leave, and when I zipped my bags, he stood in front of the door to block it. I will try to quote the exact conversation we had there. Okay, so this is him saying, "So you're just gonna leave because I told you what I want?" And she says, "No, I'm leaving because I was the one who tried to communicate several times. You command, threatened, are aggressive and belittling." He says, "Because you don't listen." She says, "I listened, but I can't give you what you want. I'm not a porn star, and you don't understand that they are acting. I don't want to act when I have sex with someone. Not to mention it's not real sex what they're doing. They just act." He says, "What do you mean it's not real sex when he legit fucks her?" Girl, these men are fucking stupid. She says, So you think when a guy puts a penis into a vagina, that is sex? What about the connection, the pleasure, to caress each other, the foreplay, the aftercare? No connection. To connect in every way. That is not real. At this point, I just chuckled and asked him to move out of the way, and he refused. "So you admit money makes you enjoy sex?" She said no, but if I can't get enough out of our encounters and you want me to act, at least I can get money. I won't enjoy it. I will just act how like porn addicts think women enjoy real sex, but it is not. So you want me to act without enjoyment? What's more pain? I want to get something out of it. And then he says, they enjoy it. And she said, I doubt it. I won't start about the exploitation of women and why they go into porn or all the extra work they do around the shooting. And then he said, some women like being mistreated. Okay, I'm sure that's not true. She says, I doubt it, but even if they do, I think you don't understand the difference between BDSM and a safe relationship and abuse. They need help. I don't want to go to a therapist to enjoy sex. And he says, you don't love me and never have. You are a fucking gold digger piece of whore. I hope someone fucks you up. Oh my God. He continued shouting, but at that point, I was completely numb. I am still numb. It feels like I wasted all my energy and positivity in this relationship, and I have nothing else in me. I just asked him to move, and he finally did, but still continued to call me everything you could imagine. I think he was almost crying. Doesn't matter. One of my friends let me be here for a few weeks until I could get my shit together, and I'm ready in every way to start a new chapter. But I'm just numb. I think I really need a therapist. Thank you for all your comments, though. I tried to read that all in the car. There is a note. Some people asked me why I got together with him, because he showed a different side of him. He was polite, respectful, made me laugh, he cared about me. Until I moved in, then everything started to change. And note 2 is, yes, he had a small penis.
That's so funny. Had a small penis? Did she chop it off?
I hope. If he wants his partner to moan during sex, has he considered getting them off?
That's so funny. Yeah, it is. Like, now that I'm thinking about it, it's, we watch movies and see things in movies and TV shows all the time that we think is normal when it's really not.
Yes.
So maybe that's why he's an idiot, but...
One of the comments says, may this type of man never find me. That's fucking... I can bet you money that this was probably the first sexual relationship you've ever had. And he's just used to watching Dylan, his little ding-dong.
Yeah, and he's saying things like, you're a gold digger piece of shit, whore, like, or a gold, whatever he said. She's clearly not a fucking gold digger. She's just saying, like, if you want it like this, you better pay me. I don't know. I'm glad OP dumped him. She seems like a smart lady.
She was just trying to, like, prove a point.
Explain to him and he's not listening. He's not getting it. So
It doesn't have to do with the money at all. She's just proving a point of they're acting. If you want me to act, okay, I will act, but you have to pay me.
I can't believe he didn't think they were acting.
A lot of people think that.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, people think that porn, obviously people are having sex, but they think that they're just continuously having sex. And you're watching them just continuously have sex, but they don't realize that they're stopping, like, every, like...
There's, like, scenes and stuff.
Yes.
Like, it's a show.
Like, they're stopping, and they, like... The guy has to, like, take, like... Viagra and something to keep them hard. They probably need, like...
Lots of lube, buckets of lube.
They're eating in between. They're like, it's not like just continuous fucking. It's just, they'll fuck for a little bit, they'll stop, and then they'll keep fucking. Like, it's not real. But a lot of people think it's real.
Have you ever seen those Instagram posts and it's like the old man porn and he's like, oh, I'm a virgin. I'm scared. Don't do this.
Yes.
Or like,
I don't think these people actually think, like, the pizza delivery guy comes in and, like, they're like, oh, this is real. Like, obviously they know that's fake, but they think the sex is, like, real.
It's crazy. Well, guys, comment below your addiction. I'm just kidding. I'm cutting that.
Don't cut that.
I feel like that's insensitive.
My addiction is nicotine.
Mine's cats.
That's a good one to have.
And food.
Same.
All right, so my first story is also coming from Best of Redditor Updates. The title is, My Female 23 Boyfriend, Male 23, came home with big cuts on his chest, won't tell me what happened. So there are a couple I always do that. There are a couple trigger warnings. Physical assault / violence, potential sexual assault implied, emotional abuse, and medical trauma. This post is coming from June 1st, 2015, so it's an oldie. We've been together for 3 years and have had a great relationship. I'm just going to jump right in. He usually sleeps with his shirt off, but for the past 3 days, he's been sleeping with one on. I didn't really think anything of it. Last night, in the middle of the night, I rolled over and put my hand on his chest. I felt something weird. When I started to pull his shirt up so I could look, he woke up. He asked me what I was doing, told me to get off. After bugging him a bit more, I got him to show me. He had 2 patches on his chest that were covering cuts. He said he got our friend to stitch him up, but refuses to tell me what actually happened. It's not a big deal, just relax. Please stop asking, it's just a couple of cuts. I have no idea what to do. What the hell could have happened? There's 3 different cuts with different angles. They definitely didn't happen at the same time, same occasion, just not simultaneously. 2 cuts are like 3 to 4 inches, and then there's another smaller one. The only thing I can think of is that he was mugged, but why would he keep that from me? Nothing like this has ever happened before, obviously. I'm really worried and I don't know what to do. Should I just try to let this go? I've asked him like 30 times and he refuses to tell me. So there's 2 edits. If he never tells me, should I just forget about it, move on? And the second one is, clearly 99% of people on r/relationships don't believe 9/11 happened. What? I wonder what that is. But anyways, that's... Like, what would you think if Edwin came home with cuts on his chest?
I'd be so well, I'm also very...
Crazy?
Yeah. So I'd be like, why didn't you fucking tell me? That'd be me, though. Obviously, I'd be worried, too, but why didn't you tell me you got fucking, like, cut? And had to go to someone to get stitched up.
But can you imagine if he came home with 2 of the cuts are 3 to 4 inches?
Yeah, that's...
And they're deep enough to have to get stitched up?
Yeah, and you're not saying anything?
I have so many questions.
I know.
Like, is his friend a doctor?
Well, there's a relevant comment. It says it would be, I would not be able to accept not having an explanation. Also, did he seek medical care after? And OP said he went to our friend who was a doctor.
Oh, okay. But, I get that. I feel like if I had a nurse friend, I would go to them before I went and
No,
paid
true,
medical
but
bills.
you would let your loved one know, like, listen, I just got, like, attacked or something just happened and I got cut. I had to go to a doctor. I need stitches. Imagine Colin just comes home with fucking stitches and doesn't say anything to you. Wouldn't you be like, hello?
He would say something.
But imagine he didn't. Would that not, like, raise some red flags? Like,
oh my god, I'd be like,
what the fuck?
I would be calling his friend. I wonder if OP called his friend and was like, hey.
What the fuck happened?
Another relevant comment was, holy cow, there are a lot of people jumping to conclusions about him being some kind of secret rapist and how you should break up immediately. If he were a woman who had been through a traumatic experience and didn't want to talk about it, anyone suggesting any other than giving him time and understanding would be crucified. This guy is clearly traumatized and emasculated. Give him some time. And then a deleted comment that says, oof, I saw a video of a guy that took a running weed whacker to the chest. Is it possible he did something stupid like jackass and is just really embarrassed by it? Oh, a weed whacker to the chest?
That's like intrusive thoughts winning.
A couple of months ago, I posted this here. There's a lot more information in my comments, so just skim through them if you want to know what happened in full. A couple days after I posted this, he started getting really sick. Apparently, he was stabbed in the back as well. We went to the hospital and he ended up having a partial nephrectomy, part of his kidney removed. He still hasn't really talked to me about it. All he said was there was 2 guys that attacked him, that's it. I don't understand why he wouldn't tell me that in the first place, though. I don't even know if he knows if he has more wounds on his body. I talked to his friend, the doctor, and he had no idea about the stab wound on his back. I just don't understand what he was thinking or how he could possibly think it was safe to just ignore it. The doctors said that it most likely could have been managed non-invasive if he had come in immediately. He acts normal, but completely different at the same time. He has a problem with me touching him. We can cuddle on the couch, but I can feel him squirming because he's uncomfortable. That part has gotten a little better, but he's especially bad with any sort of sexual advance. He doesn't cry or show any emotion. He just pushes me away and grabs my hand roughly. He refuses to see a therapist and refuses to talk to me. So I don't really know what to do. It obviously affected him. The frustrating part is I still don't even know what happened. He doesn't want me to see the scars, so he wears clothes all the time and locks the bathroom door when he has a shower. He goes from hot to cold so quickly. If I say the slightest thing he doesn't like, he turns into a brick wall for hours or days. It's almost been 3 months now. Sometimes I just feel like it's back to normal and then he turns into an emotional black hole for a few days and disappears. I just don't know what to do. Jesus Christ.
Read the too long didn't read.
So there was a too long didn't read. It turns out he was attacked by 2 guys. Things have gotten a lot worse. Anytime I touch him or say anything he doesn't like, he just shuts down. Damn.
It sounds like he has, like, PTSD from something.
Yeah. Oh, I want to know what happened so bad because I'm nosy. But that's like...
It kind of does kind of seem like there's, like, essay involved.
Yeah. And also...
Like, the sexual advance part.
I just wish that he would get help. Because that's, like, really scary when someone you love is going through that and you, like, don't know what they're going to do. Not to, like...
Well...
Get dark, but...
I could see if he had, like, PTSD, like, if, like... You know, it was something really traumatic, and, like, he was attacked and stabbed, clearly, so if, like, you go to, like, touch or, like, sudden movements, I can see him, like, kind of, but, like, the sexual advance thing.
Yeah.
If he's never done that before.
So some of the relevant comments are, he's definitely dealing with some sort of PTSD. You need to encourage him to see a therapist or open up to someone. OP responded to that and said, quote unquote, you need to encourage him to see a therapist or open up to somebody. I've tried a number of times. It's one of the things that causes him to shut down. I would almost want to be like, I don't know, that would be fucked up. Like, almost like have an intervention or something. But well, you couldn't have that with a bunch of people. I would like try, I don't know, like.
So one thing when it comes to like essay, I know everyone has a different experience, but especially with men, they really feel like they can't come out and say that because it's like demasculating and like well, why don't you just fight them off? You're a man.
Yeah.
So
I would
understand. I mean, I don't understand, but I could see how he wouldn't want to shut up with anyone. It's like he probably feels like embarrassed or something.
Yeah.
Just like how women, when they're essayed, they feel like ashamed.
Yeah.
To say it to anybody because they feel shame for some reason. Just like men, they're supposed to be men. They're supposed to be tough. They're supposed to fight.
Yeah. I just hope he gets the help he needs. I would be so scared if that was my boyfriend.
I want to find the people who did it and fucking kill them.
Yeah, I was thinking that as you were like saying that earlier. I'm like, tell me who did this to you and I'll fucking kill him.
Right.
Is there someone else that can talk to him about it that he may listen to? Someone he respects who has been to therapy? OP said, nope, just me. He would probably become more frustrated if I told someone else. What about his doctor friend?
He probably just said he got attacked or something. Well, he said, in the too long didn't read it, said 2 men attacked him.
Yeah.
He probably didn't go into detail. He probably just like, I just got fucking mugged or something.
But I feel like you could not necessarily like tell his friends, but just tell like if his friends are hanging out with him, if he's still hanging out with friends and like they can clearly see how he's acting, maybe have them talk to... I know that OP doesn't want to tell people what happened to him.
But he should get help.
And maybe if he hangs out with friends and his friends are like, come on, like tell me what's going on. Like maybe there's someone who he finds comfort in that he can like talk to about it.
Yes, because I feel like that's something that a lot of people that have been essayed go through is, well, they believe me, like, or they feel alone. They feel like they're the only person that's ever happened to, but like, I think every person I know has been sexually assaulted. Like, it's like a statistic that like, it's terrible. You're not alone.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it can definitely feel so isolating and lonely, but
you're never alone in this world. Everyone
go on Reddit. Everyone's been through the same things as you at some point.
We have never had an original experience.
Yeah, literally. So the last relevant comment is it possible that he was sexually attacked? Some guys get distant and don't like talking about it because they could feel shame for having it happen to them. Not sure that this is what happened, but could explain why he's secretive to everyone and uncomfortable with sexual advances now. OP said, I don't know, with lots of exclamations. He doesn't talk to me about it. I literally have no idea what happened. I hate to think he was, and I don't think he was, but it's possible, I guess.
So, I just want to mention, too, there is a commenter on the Best of Redditor post that says, as a forensic pathologist and forensic judicial expert, I've seen this pattern before, and it reminds me so much of male victims in sexual violence. I hope it wasn't the case, and that he's doing better and found some peace. We
also have to think about how this was 2015. Like, it wasn't 2025. Like, even 10 years ago, things were so different.
I know.
Like, that was like...
That's 10 years ago.
Yeah, that's crazy. It was like the Me Too movement and stuff, and like...
I remember all people talking shit about the Me Too movement too. Like, all of a sudden, all these people are coming out.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, even 10 years ago, it was like, don't be a pussy, man.
Yeah.
Shit like that.
What?
Well, there's no other updates.
I think this is kind of like a thing where we can kind of assume that this is what happened.
Poor guy.
I hope he's doing okay, and I hope he got the help he needed. And males can be victims too, as much as I hate men.
You know what's crazy? I'm like reading some of the comments on the original post, and somebody commented, this whole scenario is just weird. I think the whole, should I leave him if he doesn't tell me, is preposterous. As many people have said, shouldn't be something you let up for other people to decide. But I think by the second update, OP was less.
Yeah, because I feel like it was kind of accusatory at first. Like, why does he have these scratches and he didn't tell me? These cuts.
Yeah, like...
Just like us. I was like, what the fuck? If my boyfriend came home without telling me I got fucking stabbed, what's the truth? What's going on?
Yeah, did he go hang out with, like, tigers without me?
Right. I'd be fucking pissed. What do you mean? Big cat's like my favorite.
Yeah. Like, let a big cat tear me apart. That's how I want to go out.
I literally was just saying this. We're literally soulmates.
I love you.
I said the only way I would be okay dying is if a tiger mauled me or a bear.
No, not a bear. That'd be so fucking scary, but...
No, because...
A big cat?
My one dream in life is to just, like, lay inside of a bear's stomach. Like, just, like, lay and they'd, like, hold me like this. Like, imagine that.
If not friend, why friend shape?
Exactly. No, exactly. If can't lay with, why so fluffy? So yeah, I'd be happily mauled by a bear.
Same.
And any big cat, tiger, panther, lion.
You know that? I was so pissed when I saw the Kardashians got to go. I think it's in South America somewhere. That guy who has like big cats and he's like plays with them.
Why can't
Do you follow them on? It's called like White Tiger or something
it's
on
like
Instagram.
a sanctuary.
Yeah.
And they put their fingers in the little cages.
No,
and
he
pet
like
their, paws.
he like plays with them and stuff. And he, oh my god, I just, I love. I feel like cats are like the secret to life.
Do you remember that one video? It's from like when I was a teenager.
Cats. I love every kind of cat.
No, it's.
I just wanna hug all them, but I can't.
It's the fucking video of the guy who like raised the lion as like a baby, and then he puts him out into the wild. And then like him years later, and they all run to each other.
Yes.
He remembers him.
I just saw a guy on TikTok like a month or so ago, and he found an egg in the park, and he took it home and put it in an incubator, and like a baby duck was hatched, and he raised the baby.
Stop it.
And then he had to let him go at like a animal rescue. See, I'm too selfish for that. I would not be able to
just
let
keep
them.
him?
I'd be like,
It's mine now.
maybe this isn't the best environment for you, but you're mine now.
Oh, same. If I found like an otter on the road, I don't care. Your like I make my bathtub its home. I'll suffer. I'll let you thrive.
Yeah, same. That's why my entire living room, like, obviously you can't see the other half of my living room's tiny. I don't have a dining room. Our fucking table we don't use is in here. But, like, 50% of this room is
For the cats.
cat stuff.
Mm-hmm. As it should be.
Oh my god, yeah, this is their house, not mine.
Right. Anyway, we're going on so many tangents today. Hey, time for the next story. My next one is coming from AITI. What? This next one's coming from, am I the asshole for not reminding my fiance that stoves are hot? Last night, my fiance, 31 male, and I, 30 female, were winding down our days getting ready to make dinner. Together in the kitchen, I popped the chicken in the oven. Also in the oven was our cast iron pan. We go back to our retrospective video games, and then when the chicken was getting closer to finish, I go out in the kitchen to start on the veggies. I take the now 400-degree cast iron out of the oven, turn on the stove, and plop some butter in there while I turn my back and start cutting vegetables. My fiance comes out asking what he needs to do. I say I just need the veggies cut, which I was actively doing. And he goes to give the cast iron pan a shake to move the butter around. Yeah, the 400-degree iron handle. He grabbed it. It was less than a second, no lasting damage, but he definitely burned his fingers, 1st degree. Now the question becomes, was I the asshole for not adequately warning him about the hot cast iron? More importantly, I am refusing more than 50% blame for the incident. To me, the cast iron handles will regularly get hot when using it on the stovetop, but obviously, this was way hotter than usual hot. So I can't say that I would grab it with reckless abandon like my lovely fiance did. He claims I should take the majority of the blame, 51%, 49% minimum, but he thinks more like 60 to 40%. Additionally, my back was turned, so I didn't see him reach for the pan, or I would have warned him. We obviously went back and forth on the percent blame for a long while last night, and we can't decide. Obviously, Reddit is our best place to solve relationship disputes. So, am I the asshole?
This is really funny. It reminds me of, like, did they get in a car accident and they're trying to find out who's liable?
Right.
Like 60%, 51%, 49%?
The top comment is, what the absolute fuck? Why are you two assigning percentages to blame? This is a blameless situation.
It's called an accident.
Your fiance just accidentally grabbed a hot pan. You can't be blamed for that. And honestly, neither can the fiance. Accidents happen. Sounds like fiance's embarrassed and cannot give themselves grace.
So, not funny story, but I guess funny because it's in the past now. But my boyfriend Colin was cooking something with a cast iron in the oven, and his brain just malfunctioned for a second and he didn't put a fucking oven mitt on and he went to grab the cast iron in the oven, hot, and he had a fucking huge blister on his hand from it. I felt so bad. He felt really bad. He's like, I've worked in kitchens before. Like, he's been cooking for a long time. He's like, why did I do that? I'm an idiot. Because we're fucking human. That shit happens. Yeah. That guy probably saw the cast iron. His brain didn't register that it's not a regular skillet with a, silicone handle or whatever. And just, it's first degree burns. Well, it happened. Bye. It's done.
Well, I don't know if necessarily the fiance's an asshole, but maybe she should have said something like, hey, that just came out of the oven, so it's hotter than normal. That's a 400-degree cast iron.
Yeah, did he know it was going in the oven in the first place? Weren't they in the kitchen together? Together in the kitchen, I popped the chicken in the oven. Also in the oven was our cast iron pan, so maybe the chicken wasn't in the cast iron pan.
It wasn't. It was just a cast iron. I don't know if you necessarily saw the cast iron going into the oven. That's my only thing is like, yeah, you can help me, but be careful with the cast iron.
Yeah, OP, just take the blame. Your fucking fiance is the one that got hurt.
You just take the blame and be like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, I should have told you. They'll be like, well, why'd you grab it?
Let me kiss your boo-boos. Let me kiss you with a boo-boo.
That one was a little silly, but,
let's see if OP left any comments.
It was voted asshole. It was voted everyone sucks.
Yeah, I think I would agree. They both suck. Maybe 49%/51%.
Yeah, I think
51% fiance, 49% boy fiance.
Totally. Actually, I want to correct that. I think 38%. I don't even know why I'm trying that. I can't fucking do math like that.
38, 72 and 38? No. Yeah.
You're so smart.
No, 62 and 38, I think.
You're so smart.
No, I'm not. I'm a fucking idiot and I need ChatGPT. Ooh, I have like a spooky story from True Off My Chest.
Ooh, let's get into that.
Guys, let us know in the comments if you kind of like us being all over the place with topics. I mean, I don't think we'll ever change because we're not organized or have enough free time to organize episodes.
But yeah, tell us anyway.
Yeah, let us know.
We won't listen to your advice, but tell us.
Actually, if you guys would do us a huge favor and tell us what's your favorite subreddit. Comment below what's your favorite subreddit.
Yeah. I don't even really use Reddit that much until this podcast. I mean, obviously I Google, like when I Google something like...
You put Reddit at the end?
Yeah, like, I don't fucking know. I can't even think of anything random.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I basically interrupted you.
You know that guy in TikTok who's like, hey, princess.
Probably.
With the fedora, he's like, hey, the princess. And his feet are always kicking in the background.
Yes. Have you seen that guy? God, I'm addicted to Facebook Reels. It's so embarrassing. But have you seen that guy and he pretends to be like the creepy baby daddy at work and be like, hey, how you doing? And he'll like pretend to go up to his coworker and like sniff them. And he'll put like Snapchats. Be like, yo, Tiffany, I didn't mean to snap you that last night. I was kind of drunk with the boys. And then he'll be like, but did you like that though? He's really funny.
Okay.
Anyways, guys, back to this kind of ghost story from True Off My Chest, posted 2 days ago, titled, I saw something in the guest room and I wish I hadn't. I live in a 2-story house with a balcony on the second floor that overlooks the first floor. From below, you can see most of the second floor, and from above, you have a clear view of the first floor. On the second floor, there's a guest room that faces the open side, making it visible from the first floor. It's a normal room, just a bed, a small attached toilet, nothing unusual. This is the toilet just in the bedroom?
Wait.
It's a normal room, just a bed, a small attached toilet, nothing unusual.
Yeah, I guess it is.
Nothing unusual to see here. I've slept in there many times, and nothing ever fell off.
It's actually amazing. I'd not sleep in that room, too. I'd just wake up to go pee in the middle of the night, and the toilet's right there.
Your litter box is waiting. I slept in there many times, and nothing ever fell off. But for the past year, I've had this strange feeling whenever I look at the room. Even when the lights are on or the door is closed, I get this weird sense of unease. Like something is just off. I can't explain it. Then I started having these strange dreams. Not nightmares exactly, just unsettling. I'd find myself wandering to the second floor, sometimes at night, sometimes during the day, and I'd hear an old woman's voice coming from the room.
Oh.
It was shaky, almost like she was speaking while shivering uncontrollably, but the words never made sense, just random gibberish. If I looked away, the voice stopped. But if I focused on the room, it would start again louder.
Maybe you're schizophrenic.
Lottie? Is Lottie in the room with us? These dreams happened 3 or 4 times out of nowhere. Oh, wait, these were dreams? Oh, started having these strange dreams.
Oh, they're dreams. I thought he was actually hearing an old woman's voice.
These dreams happened 3 or 4 times out of nowhere. I even mentioned them to my mom as a joke, and we laughed it off. Then last week, something happened that I can't shake. It was midday, my parents were out, and it was just me and my sister at home. I was walking through the first floor when, out of habit, I glanced up at the guest room, just a quick look. And I swear I saw something inside. It was dark in the room, but what I saw looked like 2 long arms, just arms, no head or torso, stretched out wide, almost like a scarecrow. I froze. I was so sure I saw it that my body locked up for a moment. Then, for some reason, I decided to go upstairs and check. As I got within 2 feet of the doorway, I heard the voice. The exact same shaky, trembling voice from my dreams. Only this time, it was loud, way too loud. Like someone was right in my ear. Instinctively, I covered my ears and ran downstairs to my sister. When my parents got home, I told them what happened. They didn't believe me, of course. They said it was just my mind playing tricks on me. And maybe they're right. Maybe I just imagined it. Maybe it was just my brain trying to connect the dots that aren't really there. I don't know. I don't even want to think about it anymore. I've just been trying to push it out of my mind to convince myself it was just a weird moment, a bad memory, nothing more. But I just needed to get it off my chest. Oh.
Did you see the top comment?
Top comment is, carbon monoxide poisoning would be the first I would check for. Which, honestly, like, it's funny, but it's true.
Yeah.
I'm so scared of carbon monoxide poisoning. Almost as scared as I am of fire.
That's spooky.
We should, like, look for stories about carbon monoxide poisoning. That'd be interesting.
I hate when parents don't believe you. If my kid is coming to me and they're like, Mommy, Daddy, I just saw a fucking demon, I'd be like, we're moving.
I remember not looking for sympathy saying this, but when my mom and my parents got divorced when I was 3, I stayed with my dad half the time and with my mom half the time, but I think I was with my mom a little more. We lived in this apartment, and it was like a duplex, kind of like in country-ish area, so it wasn't like an apartment with like a shitload of people around. And I believe she was like starting to date my stepdad when we lived here, and I remember one night I was in my bedroom, just like basically across the hallway from her, and I was really scared of something in my room, and I was screaming. And I remember I used to have this like beanbag or like wicker chair or something in the corner of my room, and I was screaming that something was in the chair, and she wouldn't come to me. I was screaming my head off for like probably 30 minutes that I was scared that somebody was in my room. But like at this age, I can't remember if I actually saw something or I just wanted her attention.
Mommy, please hug me.
But this is scary. Do you ever like... I have horrible sleep paralysis. Like I've
Scary.
had it a lot like lately within the past year, I'd say. And it's crazy, like, you really do feel like you hear things.
Scary.
Have you ever felt you've heard something?
That's my life.
Have you ever had any, like, haunted experiences in this house? Not your mom's? No.
No. My house?
What about, like, at work?
Yes, all the time. That's where I, like, mostly hear shit, is at my work. Old office and new one, too. Like, there was one time it was me and the nurse out front. My other coworker wasn't there. It was just the two of us. We were sitting in silence. And I heard someone say my name. And I was like, what? And she was like, I didn't say anything. And I was like, someone literally said, Amanda. It was, like, in, like, my ear.
That's really scary. One of my ex-boyfriends had, a spirit box.
You said this. And it said Taryn.
That's the most fucking random thing for a spirit. Taryn? My name isn't common.
Maybe they were saying Terrence.
Yeah, probably. I don't know if we have any updates from OP.
Well, you know, I do hear some crazy fucked up shit, but a psychic medium did tell me that I'm not crazy and that the things I hear are real. So either she's validating my crazy and she's just matching my freak, or it's real.
I want to go to a psychic and them tell me, you're gifted. You can see, or you can... I just want them to be like, your intuition is great.
Well, that's pretty much what the psychic medium said to me was, like, you have the ability to do what I do. And I said, I don't want it.
No, thank you. That's scary.
I don't want to see dead people.
So a lot of people are commenting about carbon monoxide poisoning.
That's crazy.
And OP said, although I don't think this for multiple reasons. For one, I still get on edge when I'm thinking about it traveling outside the house. Second, none of my other family have had any problems or feelings as me. Third, we don't have anything that could produce carbon monoxide in our house. What? Is that real?
What do you mean?
Our cooking is done by propane and our solar heater is attached outside the house on the terrace. Oh my God, people are telling him to get... Propane stoves still produce CO. Any burning fuel produces carbon monoxide. But someone said, also consider seeing a doctor for mental health.
Oh,
as I know, two people with schizophrenia and similar onset symptoms. If you're early to mid-20s, this may be something to look into. Which I guess is true, but...
Reddit is too logical.
Yes.
Relax.
Just let this fuck...
Be like,
have some fun. Have some goddamn fun.
You
have carbon monoxide poisoning and or are schizophrenic.
You're not fun. Anyway, my turn?
Your turn, baby girl.
Okay. My last story is coming from Am I Overreacting? My boyfriend said I'm the prettiest when I shut up in front of his friends. My boyfriend, 25 male, and I, 22 female, were invited to a birthday party of his friends. The people at this event were all close friends of his from his contract job, and I barely knew these people. Everything was going fine, and my boyfriend was clearly having a great time, but at some point, I was telling a story from my school days when my boyfriend interrupted me and said, you know, my name, is prettiest when she shuts up. Everyone laughed, and my boyfriend just kept going, you guys don't know what I go through. She never stops talking. I swear to God, sometimes I tune her out for my own sanity. Or something along those lines.
She's a Gemini, 100%. Or Sagittarius.
I'm usually really introverted, but when I warm up to someone, I'm the type to talk a lot. So when he said those words, I felt so embarrassed and humiliated. Especially since he said it so casually in front of people I don't even know. I tried to brush it off and I got quiet after that. Later, when the party was over, I told him how hurtful his comment was. He rolled his eyes and said I was being too sensitive and that it was just a joke and I'm making a big deal out of nothing. I said I was embarrassed by him. He said I embarrassed him by acting cold for the rest of the night and that I should learn to take a joke. He also told me that if I couldn't learn to lighten up, maybe I shouldn't come to events with friends anymore, even though he was the one who asked me to come in the first place. I feel so awful and confused. Am I wrong for getting upset and killing the vibe? Girl, no, that's a fucked up thing to say.
Yeah, like if he can't handle being with the yapper, then...
That's a terrible thing to say. I also hate this you're being too sensitive thing. I hate when someone says you're being too sensitive. Like, I feel like that's just so invalidating of your feelings.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Like, ugh, you're just being sensitive. Okay, fuck you.
And you're not being fucking understanding. Why don't you try to understand my feelings if you really love me as much as you say you do?
I don't like that. I hear that a lot. Like, oh, she's just being sensitive. She's overreacting. Yeah. Well, you obviously made her feel a certain type of way. So why don't you just fucking listen to why she feels that certain type of way instead of just dismissing it? Especially, like, embarrassed. Like, it'd be one thing if, like, it was a close group of friends, like, all of you, and you all, like I grew up with my family, like, making fun of... We show our love by making fun of you. Mm-hmm. That's just how it is. But if my mother or, like, my boyfriend or someone was to do that in front of people I barely even knew... I probably would be embarrassed. I guess I'll fuck off. I guess I'll fucking jump off a cliff.
My boyfriend, Colin, is a friggin' yapper. And he knows he is, and I tell him he is. Everyone tells
we
him
love
he is.
him.
But everyone loves him. He's like a really nice guy. But he used to work at this bar, and he was also like a regular at this bar for a while. And when he goes in, the one bartender that works there tells him that he gets 3 questions. And Colin, being the nice guy he is, he'd be like, hey, how are ya? And the bartender just goes, all right, that's one of your questions. But, like, he's like our friend. It's funny because it's like a loving joke.
Yeah, but to do it in front of, like, imagine a random person saying that. You'd be like, don't talk to my boyfriend like that.
Yeah. Did you say there's an update, friends and family?
Yeah.
This is our friends and family discount update.
There's an update from, I don't know when the original one was posted.
28 days ago.
Okay, so the update was 25 days ago.
Before we get into the update, the top comment on this post was, this is the start of abuse. My dad acted like this with my mother. She was always the butt of jokes and everyone laughed at, but we hated it. It was like, it started out like this and then went on to fat jokes / bad in bed jokes / nagging jokes. Oh my God, bye. Everyone thought it was harmless and fun, but he was an alcoholic and beating us behind closed doors.
Oh my God.
My mom always laughed along, and I resent her for it, honestly. I know it sounds awful, but I viewed her as a very weak woman, and it caused me and my siblings to have a very toxic relationships and anger issues. People like to brush things off and give them benefit of the doubt because it's just a joke. It's only a joke if both parties involved find it funny. If not, it's just an insult. I can genuinely see this going really sinister.
That's fucking scary. Well, in the update it says, I broke up with him. We've been dating for 2 years, and it was the first time he'd acted that way. So I was genuinely conflicted, and I wasn't sure if the joke really flew over my head. But I decided to leave. It takes a lot of effort for me to come out of my shell, and I feel uncomfortable to stay with someone who doesn't like that. My self-esteem is usually really low, but this time I spoke up for myself for once in a long time. We broke up over text. It sucks since he kept bringing up all his contract friends over me again and again. These are people he acquainted with less than 7 months ago. So that alone told me some things. I guess I won't be missing anything since he ended our text with, bye, I don't give a fuck.
What a gentleman.
Thanks for all the sweet comments. At the time I wrote the post, I was feeling down and cried a lot. I'm a bit sensitive, so I teared up reading some comments. Thanks again. I hope everyone has a nice day. So, one of the commenters here says, I saw your original post and my heart sank for you. It triggered some memories of my ex who, after a few years, turned out to be a narcissistic and abusive piece of shit. I know it hurts right now, and I'm just text on the internet, but I'm so proud of you for making that decision. It's never easy if you know it's the best thing for you. So yeah, just like what you were saying with it like starts off like this, and then it just gets worse.
Yeah, get someone who loves you and your yapping.
Right.
Because I'm sure there's somebody out there. This guy seems like a fucking loser. He's trying to impress his work friends. Bye. He's trying to, like... It's like he's trying to get his work friends to like him, and he's sacrificing his home life for that.
I'm a yapper, as we all know, and that was one thing that really sealed the deal for me and Edwin was we would text all the time, and he'd be like, how come it's so easy to talk to you? And I'm like, well...
It is easy to talk to you.
Do you want to know why? Because I talk about anything ever. Let's date.
Let's date. OP, you're gorgeous when you yap.
Yeah, keep yapping, girl.
So, my last story is fresh. I actually just saw it. So, this next story is coming from Am I Wrong? The title is, My Fiance Wants Me to Include Her Socially Awkward Brother in My Bachelor Party. Am I wrong for telling her no? My fiance, 26 female, and I, 26 male, are getting married in a few months. I have my bachelor party a month before the wedding. I plan to go all out in my bachelor party, so we're going to pregame at an Airbnb, go to a steakhouse, rent a party bus, and then go to a late night club. I plan to do the bachelor party with my close childhood friends. My fiance, however, wants me to include her brother, 27 male, on my party. My fiance is really close with her brother, and under normal circumstances, I would have definitely included him in the party. However, the issue is that he is really socially awkward. He is really smart and has a great job, but because of his awkwardness, he doesn't really have too many friends, and I don't think he's ever had a girlfriend. So I don't think including him in the party would be the best of ideas. I want to have fun and be stress-free with my close friends at the party. And I just think he would be really out of place at the party and would be kind of awkward. My fiance told me her brother has always wanted a normal life and friends and just gets sad seeing other people have friends. And I totally sympathize with that, but I just don't think my bachelor party is the place to do that. I don't think I would be fully comfortable and laid back if her brother was there. Am I wrong?
I don't think that he's wrong. I'm sorry. Maybe that's me being a jerk, but like, I wouldn't want to feel like I need to entertain somebody.
Yes, I completely agree. There's a time and, like, I understand that sucks, but this isn't your fiance's brother's opportunity to make friends. It's your bachelor party. You're only gonna get one of them. You want to be with your friends and be carefree and be able to, like, get shit-faced and have fun. And
I don't think
worry about... If that were me in that situation, I don't want to say my trip would be ruined, but a lot of it would be focusing on, I want everyone to be friends and get along. So I would be like, it would just
be like too much effort.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. I don't think him being socially awkward has anything to do with it. It's just, OP could have kept that out completely, the socially awkward part, and just say, like, I don't know him that well. Like, I don't want to take this as an opportunity to build our relationship up. Like, I want to just relax. It's my bachelor party. Like, I don't want to, like, hey, this is Ted. Hey, this is Bill. Hey, no, too much. You just want to party and have fun.
I mean, if they have enough time, maybe he could get, like, a couple of the guys going to the bachelor party together and go out to a bar with the brother. And that would be, like, an opportunity to get him to know some of the guys. And then that way he could come to the bachelor party and...
But for the first time, like...
Yeah. But no, like, I'm saying, like, there are ways to make it work. Like, go out with a couple of friends that are going to the bachelor party, invite the brother, have him meet some people, and then if you decide he can come to the bachelor party, it won't be as awkward because you won't feel so obligated to make sure he's having a good time.
I know what it's like when, like, you are planning something and they're like, hey, can I, like, a friend is like, can I bring along blah, blah, blah? And you're like, sure. Mm-hmm. But, like, in the back of your mind, you're like, fuck. Like, it's not that you don't like them, but you're like, oh, now I feel like I have to be entertaining. Yeah. Like, I don't want that. I just want to sit on the couch with you and just talk.
Relax.
Literally, that's like what all me and my friends do is we sit on the couch and talk, and that's all I want to do. But when you're inviting Tiffany, I'm like, oh, fuck.
Not Tiffany.
Now I gotta, like, dance around and perform like
now I gotta clean my house.
Now I have to perform like a little fucking monkey.
Like a little puppet. So, I don't think the comment section is really agreeing with us. We're mean girls. The top comment is, you are wrong. He will remember being excluded for the rest of your relationship. Your best bet is to talk to him about how he feels, his worry about having no one to talk to, and a way to get out early if he wants. Ask your friends to include him and be understanding, and then have fun.
I don't agree. I think that maybe they're saying he's wrong because of the socially awkward thing. You know what I mean? Like, him just emphasizing so much on, like, he doesn't have any friends, he doesn't do anything, he's socially awkward, I don't want him ruining the vibe. He could have kept that out and just been like, I don't really know him.
Another comment under that says, leave it to the brother to decide. No pressure either way. What? If he decides to go, it's pressure. Someone under that says, I think that's the best decision, OP. Would totally look like an asshole if he flat out said he doesn't want to include the brother-in-law. Yes, it's his bachelor party, but that's also his future brother-in-law who always is going to be around. Might as well start on the right foot. OP should ask brother-in-law if he wants to join. Give him some pointers and expectations on how the party's going to go down, and if brother-in-law wants to bail out anytime, he's more than welcome to. OP doesn't need to babysit him, just include him. Yeah, I guess that you could. I would also be like, this is what's happening, this is my bachelor party. If you aren't comfortable, you can leave. I'm such a bitch.
And they're not. I don't know, imagine me, like, bringing along, like, I don't know, all my friends are, like, your friends, too. But, like, imagine bringing someone random to, like, your hangout. Wouldn't you be like, sure, I guess?
It's hard because, like, I feel like I've made a good job of, like, all my friends kind of know each other.
Yeah.
And I feel like if my friend is friends with somebody, I would like them. So I truly wouldn't really give a shit. if you brought one of your friends, because I feel like I'd end up probably being friends with them. But there are situations. I know what you're talking about.
Imagine if I'm bringing, like, my brother-in-law. Okay, maybe we're not on the majority of agreeance, but I can understand OP's grievances on the situation.
Yeah, I get it, OP. That's why, like birthday parties. For years, the past couple years, I've tried to not do anything for my birthday, but then I'll have friends ask me, and then I'm like, all right, I guess let's all go out to dinner or go to a bar. I don't like that feeling of people feeling obligated to pay for, not pay for me, but like they have to go out and get food and pay for food and drinks for themselves. Like, I just don't like that feeling because the economy fucking sucks. I feel like a lot of people are struggling right now. But that's why my bestie and I are having a dual birthday at his house, and we're going to take care of all of our friends because we have anxiety.
Comment below if you want to invite.
Let's see if I don't see OP responding to anybody. Actually, this got a lot in just... Kind of Friday was only posted 2 hours ago, and it already has... Posted 2 hours ago, 75 upvotes, whatever. But 146 comments is kind of crazy.
Not one person's agreeing with us.
Let's look. Amanda, nobody is agreeing with us. They think we're assholes. They're more like, doesn't your fiance's feelings matter?
Ooh, sorry. Maybe we are.
But like,
are we the assholes?
I feel like you're a bachelor. Everyone's like, someone was like, everyone thinks a bachelor party is a big deal. It's like your last hoorah with your best friends. It's not like you're gonna go fuck some girl, but it's like, I don't know, I think about your bachelor party. Your bachelorette party.
All the strippers that we had.
Yeah, we had strippers. Like, I did so much coke.
Oh my god, yeah.
I can barely remember the night.
We did so much nitrous, it was crazy.
I remember your mom had to run out to that 24-hour Walmart and get more duster for us.
I just got laid. I'm just picturing my mom. No, wait, can I tell a story about my bachelorette party?
Yeah.
So, I wanted to do something spooky because, you know, I'm a spooky girl. So we went to Salem, and I'd never been to Salem, and it was amazing. I fucking loved it. I want to live there. But anyway, we went to this, like...
I don't even remember this.
We went to, like, this witch... It was, like, something just cute, like this witch show.
Oh, they picked up your mom. Or they picked out your mom from the crowd.
No. It was like a witch show where she's just like, I don't fucking know, just like...
It's like 20 minutes. It was a silly little thing.
Yeah. But everyone warns us when we're in line. There's going to be rocks in the center in a circle. Do not break the rock circle. Don't break the rock circle. Just walk around it, blah, blah, don't step in it. So my mom goes in and she fucking trips over the fucking rocks.
That's what it was.
And I walk in and my mother's laying on the fucking ground. Oh my god. And she's laughing. Leisha thinks it's funny, but... Oh man, it was so fucking funny. They're like, don't break the rock circle. And there's my mom laying in the middle of it. And my mom also... She went through a haunted, like, house with us, and I remember I was walking with her, and this thing jumped out at her and, like, was in her face, like, and my mom just deadpan looked in his face and went, bah! And just screamed in its face. Oh, it was so funny.
Do you remember... Do you remember that show I forgot your mom trip on the rocks, but that one, they gave us, like, little pieces of rope.
Yes.
Yep. I still have mine somewhere.
I don't even know where mine is. I think probably dropped that shit on the ground. But maybe,
I wish I did.
Maybe that's why my life is so cursed now, is my mom broke that rock circle.
Maybe. She cursed the marriage.
Yeah, she did.
Well, anyways, guys, this was kind of a longer episode. We love you.
We love you so much. We didn't say it last week, but we'll make sure to say it today. But continue.
We'll say it this week. But thank you so much for sticking with us for 6 months, guys. Time flies when you're yapping.
Yeah, it sure does.
Don't forget to share with a friend. I'm working on getting stickers made. So all my people that I know in real life, we want to get stickers made with QR codes. And we'll give them to you guys, and you can just hand them out to everybody. Wow, yeah. Thank you. Mm-hmm. But anyways, we love you, and we'll see you next Tuesday.
Mwah.